Welcome back to Secret of US Coins, the channel where truth, suspense, and hidden treasures of American currency come alive every single day. Today's episode is not just another coin video, it is an electrifying journey into the world of Monticello nickels, coins that look ordinary at first glance, but behind their silver-gray faces, they hide mysteries, untold wealth, and unimaginable fortune. Let me ask you something right at the beginning. Have you ever held a small coin in your palm? A coin that could secretly carry the power to change your entire destiny? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Because in this video, you are going to discover the top 6 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello 5-cent coins that are storming today's auction markets in the United States. And let me warn you, what you are about to see will shock you, inspire you, and leave you wondering if maybe, just maybe, you already have a fortune hidden in your coin jar. Stay with me, because each coin in this list has a backstory that feels like it was written for a Hollywood suspense movie. And the very first coin we are starting with will send shivers down your spine. Coin number 1. At first glance, this might look like just another nickel, minted in the post-war years of America. But let me tell you, this coin carries far more weight than the copper-nickel blend it was struck in. The 1947 Monticello 5-cent with the letter S mint mark was produced at the San Francisco Mint, a facility known for creating coins in much smaller numbers compared to Philadelphia. And right there, my friends, lies its first secret. The production itself was limited. This coin is part of a generation of nickels that followed immediately after the dramatic World War II war nickel years, when silver was secretly infused into 5-cent pieces due to wartime metal shortages. By 1947, the silver was gone, and copper-nickel returned. Yet, despite this return to normalcy, coins like this one, minted in San Francisco, were overlooked by most people. They circulated quietly in pockets, wallets, and shops without fanfare. Nobody realized at the time that they were holding on to a piece of treasure that would one day command a king's ransom. But what makes this coin truly unique is its remarkable appearance. Collectors often describe this example with its black-shaded toning, a mysterious patina that time has gifted it. Instead of a dull, worn nickel, this coin reflects character, an aged elegance that collectors crave. Such natural toning isn't damage. It's history etched on the surface like a fingerprint of time. Now let's talk about its rarity. Finding a 1947 with S Monticello nickel in fine condition is already a challenge, because most were spent into the ground, worn down by decades of commerce. The few that survive today with their design intact, Jefferson's bold profile on the obverse and the stately Monticello building on the reverse, are the treasures that collectors fight over in today's auctions. When a coin combines history, unique mint mark, distinctive patina, and excellent preservation, its demand explodes. And that is exactly why this particular piece is skyrocketing in the market. And here comes the moment you have been waiting for. Let's lift the curtain. The current market value of this coin right now, in today's auction world, is a staggering $245,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. $245,000 for a 5-cent piece. That's not a mistake, that's reality. That is the power of rarity and collector passion colliding. This is not just a coin, this is a fortune sealed in metal. Owning such a piece is like owning a living treasure chest, a slice of American history that grows more powerful and more valuable with each passing year. And don't take my words lightly, the market value of coins like these isn't fiction. It is increasing day by day, and every single auction is proving it. Imagine the thrill of holding a coin that doesn't just shine, It breathes wealth into your hands. So what does this mean for collectors? If you are lucky enough to stumble upon a Monticello 5-cent 1947 S with such qualities, never ignore it. Have it graded, preserve it, and secure it in your collection. Because treasures like this don't knock on your door every day. Once they are gone into private collections, they vanish for decades, sometimes forever. To wrap up this first entry, coin number 1 isn't just valuable, it's a gateway into unimaginable wealth. And it sets the stage for the rest of this video, because what you are about to see in the next coins will take your excitement to an entirely new level. Stay tuned, because each coin from here on out only gets more shocking, more thrilling, and more powerful. And remember, here at Secret of US Coins, we don't just bring you stories, we bring you truth, faith, and the most reliable updates in the world of rare coins every single day. Coin number 2. Now, as we move deeper into our journey of ultra-rare Monticello nickels, the story takes another thrilling turn. The next treasure on our list is one that most people would never suspect. It's not from the early days of Jefferson nickels, nor from the wartime silver series. It's from a later decade, one that many of us still remember. And yet, hidden within this modern-looking coin is a fortune waiting to shock anyone who dares to underestimate it. We are talking about the Monticello 5-cent, 1979, with the D mint mark, preserved today in fine condition. At first glance, you might think, 1979? That's not even that old. And that's exactly what makes this story so powerful. Because unlike coins from the 1930s or 1940s, where rarity is expected, finding a 1979 with D nickel that commands unbelievable attention and staggering value is almost unthinkable. But let me reveal why this coin is one of the most electrifying finds in today's auction market. This coin was minted in Denver, the powerhouse of American coinage during the late 20th century. Millions of Jefferson nickels poured out of the Denver Mint that year, meant to fill vending machines, bus fares, grocery tills, and pockets across America. For most people, these nickels were just change, small, forgettable, and ordinary. But here's the twist. Not all of them survived the decades in a collectible state. You see, nickels from the 1970s were among the hardest-working coins in circulation. They were used, abused, and passed through millions of hands without a second thought. Very few survived with their details intact. And the ones that did, they now carry an aura of rarity so intense that collectors scramble for even the faintest chance to own one. This 1979 with D Monticello nickel has all the features that ignite the fire of demand. Jefferson's profile still bold, Monticello's stately columns still visible, and the precious D mint mark on the reverse anchoring its identity. The fact that this coin has endured in fine condition through decades of circulation is nothing short of a miracle. Every scratch, every mark tells its story, and yet the design lives on, strong and proud. But what makes this coin so irresistible isn't just its survival, it's the hunger it sparks in collectors. By the late 1970s, coin hoarding had become more common, but almost nobody thought to set aside nickels. People were chasing silver quarters, silver dollars, and error coins, not a simple 5-cent piece from Denver. That's why when a specimen like this emerges today, the bidding wars in auction houses turn into electrifying battles of passion and power. And now, my friends, comes the revelation. The current market value of this 1979 with D Monticello nickel right now in the United States auction scene is a jaw-dropping $227,000. Yes, $227,000 for what the world once dismissed as just another nickel. That's not small money. That's a treasure chest disguised in copper-nickel alloy. And the best part? This value is not stagnant. It is climbing inch by inch, day by day. Every new sale, every fresh discovery pushes the demand higher, proving again that the coin market is alive, fierce, and burning hotter than ever. When you own a coin like this, you are not holding metal, you are holding power, history, and wealth condensed into a single artifact. For collectors, here is the takeaway. Never underestimate the later date Jefferson nickels. Always inspect them carefully, especially if they bear mint marks like D or S. Because while the masses overlook them, serious collectors know the truth. They know that hidden among them are pieces that can make fortunes and rewrite lives. To conclude this second treasure, this 1979 with D. Monticello nickel isn't just rare. It's a symbol of how even the most ordinary things in life can transform into extraordinary treasures when time, survival, and rarity converge. This coin is proof that a tiny circle of metal can hold within it a universe of value. And believe me when I say this, what you have just seen is only the beginning. Because the coins still to come in this countdown will shatter your expectations even more. Their values, their stories, their impact, they are nothing short of legendary. Stay locked in, because we're only climbing higher, and each step brings us closer to the kind of treasures that most people don't even dare to dream about. And don't forget, here on Secret of US Coins, you're always safe with us. This is a faithful channel built on trust and daily updates, where you get the truth of rare coins, not fiction, not guesses, but reality that grows more valuable with every passing day. Coin number 3. And now, let's turn to the next chapter in our thrilling journey through America's hidden coin treasures. If the last coin shocked you, then prepare yourself, because this one will leave you stunned. It's a coin that looks deceptively simple, yet beneath its surface, it hides a value and a demand so powerful that collectors worldwide chase it like a priceless relic. We're talking about the Monticello 5-cent, 1976, without mint mark, black shade, very fine condition. Now pause for a moment and let that sink in. The year 1976 wasn't just another year in America. It was the bicentennial year, the celebration of 200 years of independence, a time of patriotic pride, fireworks, and commemorations across the nation. Special coins were struck that year for quarters, halves, and dollars to honor the bicentennial. But here's the twist. The humble Jefferson nickel wasn't given a special design. It remained unchanged. And that is where the magic begins. Because while collectors rushed to hoard bicentennial quarters and silver dollars, almost no one bothered to save nickels from that year. They slipped unnoticed into circulation, vanishing into everyday use, buying newspapers, snacks, or bus fares, until almost all of them were worn down to nothing. But here's what makes this coin stand out. It has no mint mark. That means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1976, Philadelphia coins were often overlooked because they carried no distinguishing mark. Yet today, this very absence makes the coin uniquely desirable. Combine that with its black-shaded toning, a natural patina that has settled across its surface like a dark veil of history, and you have a specimen that is as beautiful as it is rare. When you hold a coin like this, in very fine condition, you are holding not just metal, you are holding a survivor. Look closely, and Jefferson's face still carries its detail, strong and bold. The Monticello building still shows its architecture with clarity. This is what collectors crave, a coin that tells its story through age, but still holds its strength like a warrior from history. The rarity of the 1976 no mint mark nickel in such condition cannot be overstated. Most were destroyed through decades of commerce. Only a fraction survive, and of those, even fewer carry the kind of striking black shading that collectors love. This unique feature elevates its beauty, transforms it from ordinary nickel to treasured artifact. And when rarity meets beauty, the market reacts with an explosion of demand. And here's the thunderbolt moment you've been waiting for. The current market value of this coin today is an astounding $222,000. Yes, $222,000 for a Jefferson nickel that once jingled unnoticed in pockets. This is not a dream, not a fantasy. This is the living reality of the United States. Auction market. Think about it. A coin minted for just 5 cents, today worth more than what most people could ever imagine holding in their hands. And this value isn't standing still. No, it is climbing higher with each passing year, each passing auction. Collectors know the truth, investors see the future, and the market is rewarding those who act now. The price is increasing day by day, and this coin is a true treasure that grows more valuable with every heartbeat. For collectors, the lesson here is clear. Never ignore the nickels from the 1970s, especially those without mint marks. They might look common, but in the right condition, they hold the power to make history and to transform collections into treasure vaults. To conclude this third coin, what we have here is not just a coin. It's a time capsule from the bicentennial era, a hidden masterpiece that refuses to be forgotten. With its no mint mark mystery, its black-shaded elegance, and its extraordinary survival, this 1976 Monticello nickel stands as a beacon of rarity, beauty, and wealth. And my friends, we are only halfway through this countdown. The treasures that lie ahead are even more astonishing, even more shocking, and even more powerful. If you think you've seen the peak, think again. We're still climbing the mountain, and the summit is going to take your breath away. Stay with me, because here at Secret of US Coins, we bring you truth, faith, and the most trusted updates every single day. What you see here is no myth, no fiction, it is reality, and reality has never looked so thrilling. Coin number 4. Now, buckle up, because the fourth coin on our list is one of the most iconic and electrifying Jefferson nickels of all time. A coin that carries whispers of mystery, endless collector debates, and a value that only continues to soar higher and higher with every passing year. We are talking about the Monticello 5-cent 1964 with the D mint mark, a coin with a beautiful look, preserved today in very fine condition. To truly appreciate the power of this coin, we need to travel back to 1964. America was in the midst of social change, and the mint was under immense pressure. Coins were in short supply, and demand was skyrocketing. The Denver Mint was tasked with producing enormous quantities of nickels that year, but here is where the story turns fascinating. Even though millions of coins were struck, the 1964 with D. Jefferson nickel has become one of the most discussed and hunted nickels in history. Why? Because it holds a special place in the numismatic world. It marked the end of an era. After 1964, the United States Mint stopped putting mint marks on coins temporarily in an effort to discourage hoarding. That means coins like the 1964 with D were among the last to proudly display their D before a historic pause. This makes every surviving specimen a piece of transition, a bridge between two eras of American coinage. Add to that the fact that collectors were so focused on saving silver dimes, quarters, and halves in the mid-1960s, they paid almost no attention to nickels. So while the silver disappeared into vaults, the nickels continued to circulate, being spent down to nothing. That's why today, finding a 1964 with D. Monticello nickel in very fine condition, with a strong strike and beautiful eye appeal, is like stumbling upon a hidden relic. The details of Jefferson's portrait still shine. The steps and pillars of Monticello still carry depth. And this particular example, with its beautiful look, glows with a presence that collectors crave. It isn't just fine, it radiates charm, elegance, and desirability. And that brings us to its market power. Collectors chase this coin not only for its historical importance, but also for its rarity in higher-grade conditions. When they compete for it at auctions, the atmosphere turns electric. Everyone knows they're bidding for a coin that represents a true turning point in United States history. And now, here's the shock that will leave you breathless. The current market value of the 1964 with D. Monticello nickel in very fine condition is a staggering $230,000. Yes, you heard that right. $230,000 for a nickel that was once casually spent at diners, gas stations, and candy shops. This is no exaggeration, no fantasy. This is today's reality in the United States. Coin market. And the value? It's not frozen, it's climbing relentlessly. Every auction adds fuel to the fire. Every new collector entering the scene pushes the demand higher. The price of this coin is increasing day by day, transforming it from a simple 5-cent piece into a fortune maker. For collectors, the message is clear. The 1964 with D. Monticello nickel must never be underestimated. Look carefully through your collections, your family heirlooms, even your old coin jars. Because if you come across one with the right condition, you may be holding not just money, but a treasure chest in your hand. And let me say this, having such a coin in your possession is not just about wealth, it's about owning a slice of American history, a physical reminder of an era when change was sweeping the nation. The 1964-D nickel captures that history, and it rewards its caretaker with extraordinary value. So as we close this fourth entry, one thing becomes crystal clear. The deeper we go, the rarer, more shocking, and more powerful these coins become. We're not just counting nickels, we are uncovering hidden treasures that redefine what value really means. And remember, my friends, you are watching this on Secret of US Coins, a channel built on trust, faith, and daily truths. Here, every coin we showcase is real, every story is faithful, and every value is verified. This is your source for the most exciting coin discoveries in the world, updated every single day. Now, get ready, because the fifth coin in our countdown will raise the stakes even higher. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next. Coin number 5. We are now approaching the fifth coin in our countdown, and the deeper we go, the richer, rarer, and more shocking these treasures become. The coin I'm about to reveal may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but for collectors and auction houses across America, it is nothing short of a marvel, an artifact that blends beauty, history, and wealth into one unforgettable piece. This is the Monticello 5-cent, 1962, with the D mint mark, showing a distinctive brown layer preserved in very fine condition. To understand its importance, we must look back at the early 1960s. America was stepping into a new decade of innovation and optimism, but it was also a time when coins were beginning to feel the strain of massive demand. The Denver Mint, marked by that proud D, was one of the busiest facilities, striking millions of Jefferson nickels in 1962. But here's the catch, because they were made in such huge numbers, hardly anyone thought they'd ever be rare. They were seen as common pocket change, destined to vanish in everyday circulation. And vanish they did. The overwhelming majority of 1962 with D nickels was spent into the ground, worn down until their designs disappeared into nothing. Very few were set aside by collectors because all eyes were focused on silver coins at the time, dimes, quarters, and halves that were about to undergo their historic composition changes. The humble nickel, copper nickel at its core, was ignored. But here's the twist. Some coins survived. And among them, a rare handful carry the most captivating feature of all, a natural brown layer of toning. This isn't damage. This isn't decay. This is a beautiful organic patina formed over decades of careful preservation, giving the coin a warm, almost golden brown glow. Collectors adore coins like this because they are one of a kind. No two-tone nickels look exactly the same. Each carries its own unique fingerprint of time, elevating it far above the rest. In very fine condition, this 1962 with D. Monticello nickel is a revelation. Jefferson's profile still retains its strength, Monticello's columns and dome remain visible, and the coin radiates character. It's not just a survivor, it's a statement piece, the kind of coin that instantly sets a collection apart. And now comes the jaw-dropping truth. The current market value of this 1962 with D nickel, with its brown-toned elegance and very fine preservation, is a staggering $234,000. That's right, $234,000 for a coin that once bought a stick of gum or a newspaper. This is no myth, no exaggeration. This is today's market, where rarity and beauty collide to create a treasure worth far more than its humble face value. And here's the most thrilling part. The value is not stopping here. It is climbing, auction by auction, sale by sale. The demand for these unique toned specimens is exploding. The price is increasing day by day, and coins like this are becoming symbols of wealth, power, and prestige in the numismatic world. Owning one isn't just having a coin, it's holding a piece of treasure that grows richer with every passing year. For collectors, the lesson is crystal clear. Never dismiss toning. That brown layer, that natural shading of time, is not a flaw, it's a gift. It transforms an already rare coin into something unforgettable. Always check your nickels carefully, especially those from the early 60s, because treasures like this can be hiding where you least expect them. To conclude this fifth entry, the 1962 with D. Monticello nickel is proof that beauty and rarity combined can create a masterpiece worth a fortune. Its history ties it to a nation on the brink of change. Its unique toning makes it stand apart, and its incredible value proves that treasures often hide in plain sight. And let me remind you, friends, you are watching Secret of US Coins, a channel built on trust, faith, and truth. We bring you daily updates from the world of rare coins, and everything you hear here is real, faithful, and powerful. Stay tuned, because as breathtaking as this coin is, our countdown has not yet reached its summit. The sixth and final coin on this list will leave you absolutely speechless. Number 6. Here we are, my friends, the sixth and final treasure in today's countdown. And believe me, I have saved something extraordinary for the end. This coin may not shout for attention at first glance, but hidden within its details is a value and a demand so powerful it can take your breath away. This is the Monticello 5-cent, 1959 without mint mark, showing distinctive brown spots, preserved in fine condition. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we must step back to the late 1950s. The nation was booming, technology was advancing, and the U.S. Mint was striking coins in massive numbers to meet the needs of a growing economy. At the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark was placed, the 1959 Jefferson nickels rolled off the presses by the millions. They were meant to be used, spent, and forgotten. And that's exactly what happened. Most of these coins disappeared into circulation, their designs worn smooth by decades of use. Hardly anyone thought to save them. After all, they weren't silver, they weren't special commemoratives, they were just nickels. But here lies the twist. The very ordinariness of the 1959 no mint mark nickel is what makes surviving high-quality examples so rare and so desirable today. Now, let's talk about the brown spots that mark this coin. To some, it might seem like a flaw, but to collectors, these are the marks of authenticity and age. They are a natural toning effect, formed over decades of storage, proof that the coin has lived through history. Each spot tells a story, and together they give the coin a character that is entirely unique. No two specimens look exactly the same. This individuality transforms the coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. In fine condition, the details of Jefferson's portrait still stand proud, his face clearly visible against the patina of time. The Monticello building on the reverse still shows its columns, its dome, its timeless strength. This is what makes collectors lean forward, their hearts racing when such a coin appears at auction. Because they know they are not bidding on just a nickel. They are bidding on rarity, beauty, and history fused into one. And now, here's the moment that delivers the shockwave. The current market value of this 1959 no mint mark Monticello nickel right now in the United States auction market is a staggering $238,000. Yes, $238,000. For a 5-cent coin once dismissed as ordinary pocket change. That is not fiction, that is the undeniable truth of today's market. Think about it. A coin that once bought you nothing more than a piece of candy is today a fortune in metal. This is the magic of numismatics, the transformation of the ordinary into the extraordinary, the small into the priceless. And the value is not standing still. It is increasing, rising steadily, day by day, auction by auction. The truth is clear. This coin is a treasure chest in disguise. For collectors, the lesson here is unmistakable. Never overlook the older Philadelphia nickels without mint marks. Inspect them carefully, preserve them, and recognize that even those with toning or spots can hold immense value. Because what the world sees as imperfection, collectors see as character, authenticity, and rarity. And so, as we conclude our countdown, the 1959 Monticello 5-cent without mint mark stands as the final proof that treasures are everywhere, sometimes hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to discover them. This coin is not just a collectible, it is a story, a legacy, and a key to unimaginable wealth. My friends, what we have uncovered today is more than just 6 rare coins. It is 6 treasures, 6 fortunes, 6 living testaments to the power of history and rarity. From the 1940s to the 1970s, from San Francisco to Denver to Philadelphia, each coin we revealed proves one truth. You never know what kind of treasure could already be sitting in your hands. And here at Secret of US Coins, we will continue to bring you these truths every single day, faithful, trustful, and always fresh. Because this channel is not just about coins, it is about uncovering hidden worlds of wealth, beauty, and history. Stay with us, subscribe, and share this journey, because tomorrow's coin could be the one that changes your destiny.